Hey everyone. So I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I thought I would catch up. I can't really say why I have been gone, just other than like I haven't been making the time to make videos. I've been still watching people's videos. I've still been active on Instagram, liking pictures, and I've still been active like collecting books. And I have been actively reading. However, I have not finished a lot of books between September and November because I am just going to throw in my November wrap up. So consider this my September through November book wrap up. And we're going to start with the book I finished in September, which is On Writing by Stephen King. So it is half memoir, half writing advice. And I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads. Majority of the people who like to write or are aspiring writers or whatever know about this book, and I'm so glad I finally picked it up and read it. It was good advice. I think it's very simple and to the point. It's also interesting just reading snippets of Stephen King's life because it's not a full memoir. He kind of mentions like these are kind of things that he felt like mattered to him that, you know, he wanted to write about or whatever. The writing advice is definitely practical. It's not flowery either. I like that he even cusses while like giving you this advice or uses curse words. Um, Definitely one of the go-tos for people trying to write or create careers writing, or just, you know, people who want to finally finish a writing project. As you can see, I have a bunch of tabs. At one point I was going to go through here and like write down all the notes that I tabbed in this book. I have yet to finish that, but you know, they're still here and I can still get to it. I've actually been, part of the reason I have a little less time to film is because I have been trying to write a little bit more. So yeah, um, highly pick that up if you like reading about writing. I mean, a lot of my coworkers, a couple of them who aren't interested in writing books or anything like that, really liked this book. Even some who don't like his fiction really liked this book. Um, the next book I read and finished was The Origin of Others. This is one of the books I decided to write about for our holiday newsletter at the bookstore I work for. Um, you can see it's very small. However, this book is pricey. It is $22.95 full price. I'm sure a lot of you I know probably order books on like Amazon or a discount website. I know you're not going to have to pay for that, but even I got a discount, but it was still very pricey to me. However, if you are a Toni Morrison fan like I am, a lot of you know I was trying to do a year with Morrison. Reading her novels throughout the beginning of the year just became too much, back one after one after one. However, this was like a nice pick-me-up in a good way to kind of get back in the mood for Toni Morrison's writing. These are lectures she did at their Norton lectures. I can't remember if she did these at Princeton or not, but nonetheless, she has Ta-Nehisi Coates writing. Ta-Nehisi Coates writing her foreword, and she's speaking on what it means to be other. Mostly she's talking about being a racial other in America. It's very good. I love how she even references her own books. I'm like, that is so awesome. And like, she has no regrets about doing that. I think a lot of times, especially women, we are afraid to give ourselves props when they're due. And she definitely understands her value, and you know, just as a person, but her literary value, and that she has written on the topics that she is talking about, even though she references some other Southern. So yes, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was good. I don't think it was a 5-star blow-away read. It's short and to the point. Each lecture is maybe 20 pages long. You can get through it pretty quickly, even though the subjects are still heavy. But if you would like to get into Toni Morrison, or you don't know where to start, I actually think this is a great place to start. If you like literary theory, this is another good place to start. Those who might be studying race theory or something like that, or want to know more about race theory, this is a good book to pick up. All right. And my next book I am going to gush over, because if you have been watching my channel from the beginning, you know I love me some Jesmyn Ward. So we must talk about her second win for the National Book Award. Sing Unburied Sing took home her second win, and she is the first woman ever to win more than one National Book Award. I was so happy. Like, I remember last week when they announced it, I actually like fell asleep after work, and I took like maybe a 3 hour, I guess that counts as a nap, but I was asleep for a good 3 hours, and I woke up to finding out that she took home the National Book Award for fiction. And I was just like, I feel like I don't know her, but like, I was just so happy, you guys. Like, I'm such a big fan of hers, and hopefully one day, like, I could write, like, you know, as well as she does. Of course, not the same, but like, hopefully I can write as well as she does, and just, I hope one day I meet her and we can like talk about writing and stuff. But the book as a whole, so there are a lot of reviews on this book on YouTube already. I've watched a couple. I don't think I need to give a full review, but I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I really, really liked it. This takes place in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. A mother is going to pick up her boyfriend or child's father from prison. She is a drug addict, so is her friend that she's taking along, and she's taking her young son named Jojo, who's 13, and her young daughter, I think she's about 2 or 3 in the novel, and it's just an interesting ride. There are ghosts in this story, or spirits. I know that turns some people off from the book, which is understandable if you're not really into like not just magical realism, but like ghost elements in a book. It might not be the one for you, but honestly, one of my favorite characters in this book was a ghost that's in the book. And I cried. I had a hard cry reading this book. Not as bad as when I read Men We Reaped, but nonetheless, I did weep. And this is almost like Beloved-esque. Like, I feel now I'm understanding why when this book came out, you know, really acclaimed book reviewers like in the Washington Post, New York Times and stuff were, you know, saying like she's working in the word is leaving me. The word is evading me. But she is following the footsteps of like a William Faulkner and Toni Morrison, and not just only talking about the South, but just like the past of the South, the ghosts of the South. Yeah, so yes, I really liked it. This did not get a 5 stars from me just because the very end, it was a beautiful ending, but I don't want to give too much away. If you want to discuss it, if you've read the book, we can. But there was just one element of the ending that I was not really a fan of, and I wonder why she chose this one character to kind of usher out the end of the book, which is I just think was an interesting choice. However, I do think she deserved her award. I still want to read the other books that were shortlisted for the National Book Award. I heard those are really good too, especially like Pachinko, which is another family saga, and I like those. So yeah, Sing Unburied Sing, pick it up, read it, love it, discuss it. Yeah. And this was my book for October that I finished in October. And I have not finished this book yet, but I should be finishing it. I'm going to try and finish it by the end of this month, which is The Cooking Gene by Michael W. Twitty. This is a book about his genealogy, and it says a journey through African American culinary history in the Old South. And I talk about his genealogy because his genealogy helps him to the history of these certain foods. Like he goes to certain spots where his family members, his former family members, like his who were slaves and stuff like that, where they, what plantations they were on, and what type of food they were cooking and stuff like that, and where it came from. So far, it has a lot of good information. However, the writing style, the organization of the book isn't that great. His genealogy and the overall history of African American cuisine are butting heads. Like, they're both very important to the book. It's just like they're fighting for importance. And I'm not sure which one he really wants you to pay attention to more, even though one leads you to the other. But this is also my nonfiction November pick, and as you can see, it's pretty big. It's a little over 400 pages. It's just like a big book, but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm reading this with Dee Dee at Brown Girl Reading. I'm reading this with Monica Reads, or is it readermonica? I think it's readermonica on Instagram, and somdahsaysso. I think that is her name. The only problem with filming on my phone is that I can't quickly look these things up. And somdahsaysso has, I hope this is her handle. She has an Instagram and she has a YouTube channel, and I will link those as well. Okay. All right. So that is my September through November wrap up. Let me know what you guys are reading for the month of November. Or if there's anything through September and October you feel like is still noteworthy to talk about. I wanted to also participate in Tome Topple this year, but it's not going to happen. I was ill prepared, and like I said, I've started a lot of books, yet I have finished only 3 or 4 within 3 months. So yeah, it's life. Sometimes we have to take a break from reading, or the things that we're reading are just not capturing our attention enough. All right, well, I'm going to record some more videos, so this is not the last time you're going to see me in this outfit in this very same space. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.